The style of networking that you have been taught your entire career is ultimately broken. It doesn't work. What is a network? What is it? A network is a bunch of loose connections that you've made from going to some networking events, trading some business cards, and catching up once in a while. But how does that help you move your career forward? Maybe you do have some deep, solid relationships with people that you know that are in the same industry that you're in, but what are you doing for each other? What is your relationship really about? This is why I created the concept of the career cadre. And it was built out of a failure in my career. I got to a point where I had taken a role with a company that was failing and I didn't know how to get out. And when I wanted to rely on my network, it ultimately wasn't there for me. What I did find is that there was a mentor that I had a few years before that we had a very deep relationship. That was the person that helped me out of that current situation and get me to somewhere that I needed to be. So the career cadre is something that helped me go from a director to chief information officer within 5 years. It also allowed me to work for 4 other companies. 3 of them went through an IPO. It also allowed me to transition my career from technology to private equity and real estate because I used the same principles. So what is a career cadre? What's a cadre? A cadre is a team that has a unifying goal, that is working together to go in a single direction. It also is a team that has a lot of things in common. And so when you build a career cadre around you, the common thread for your cadre, because you're the captain of it, it's moving your career forward. What are the roles that are in your career cadre? Number 1, you have mentors. They are the compass. The intention of mentors is to help you look around the corner and understand how do you navigate this winding road in your career to get to where they are or beyond. You really want to pick mentors that are 2 levels ahead of you because that will help you navigate further ahead in your career journey. The second role is mentees that you are leaning into. Why is this? Because mentees are the greatest teacher. The more you spend time teaching other people, not only does it harden your skill set, but it also gives you other attributes that allow you to be a better leader. It teaches you how to influence. When you're teaching somebody that doesn't have a direct reporting relationship to you, you have to learn how to influence them to listen to what you're saying. Also helps you become a better listener so you understand what they really need and you're speaking in and solving their problems. Number 3 is you want to make sure that you have peers around you. Peers are your companions on the journey and they are the standard bearers, the standard setters. When you have a strong group of peers around you, not only do you get a little bit of group therapy ever so often, but you also have people that you can call that can help you solve immediate problems, that understand your role, can give you tips and tricks, and you can lean in and help them do the same. They're going to have vendor resources or people that you may want to hire, all different attributes they will have and advantages to working with your peers. Then there's 2 specialized roles that you're really going to want. Number 1 is the opportunity maker. An opportunity maker is somebody that is looking out and helping create opportunities for you. These are like executive recruiters. When you're in technology, you're a mid-career executive. Executive recruiters are going to help you understand what are things that you need to develop and then also how you can quickly move your career forward. There's also serial founders could also be opportunity creators where they are giving you different opportunities to come and work for them, taking companies to acquisition. Or there's also, if you're on a larger team and you're working with a C-suite executive, like an established CFO, chief revenue officer, chief operating officer, and you're continuing to go to the opportunities that they're creating, they're opportunity makers as well. Ensuring that you have those around you so that you always have opportunities in front of you is critical. The next one is innovators and challengers. Having people in your network that are going to help you expand your ideas, your thinking, and also challenge you on those ideas to make sure that they have something of value that you can bring to the companies you're working for or ultimately new business ideas. So these are the 5 roles and a high level of their responsibilities. So now that you have a career cadre and you understand what those team members are, how do you actually build it out? Well, you need to understand the rules of engagement. Number 1, you get what you give. It's a reciprocal investment and benefit. The more that you put into your career cadre, the more that you're going to get out of it. It's important that it's balanced, but realizing that to develop certain relationships or most of the relationships, you need to give time, energy, and value to get back what you want to receive. Also, rule number 2 is build to your taste. You don't want to build something that's too spicy for your taste or too much weight for you to lift, meaning that a career cadre needs to be something that is pulling you forward, but also it's not overextending you and taking you to a level that you're not ready for. The third rule is embrace the abundance theory, right? This is so important that you give and you continue to give from an open-handed perspective. And that's when you're really going to receive out of your career cadre. And you'll know quickly if you're selecting the right people, the more you give, the more they want to give too, and you're creating a great relationship. Rule number 4 is establish standards and metrics. It is important that you're establishing standards for yourself, for the people around you, and you're understanding what you're continuing to get out of this, the more that you give. Because there can be scenarios where there's people on your team that maybe you're giving more than you're getting, and maybe it's time to make a change there. When you have some standards, you have some metrics, you're going to be able to know this sooner rather than later. Then there's understanding the dual roles, right? You are the captain of your team, but you're a member on somebody else's. If you have somebody on your team who's a mentor, who's helping you as the captain of your team move your career cadre forward, you're a mentee on their team, meaning that you understand the role. You want to help them become a better listener. You want to be able to provide great feedback into the things that they're teaching you and play a clear role on their team, because this is how it turns into a win-win for everybody. The last one is ensure positivity and support. You should be getting a lot of energy from your career cadre. As much as you're putting into it, you should be getting twice as much out of it. That's what I found over the years as I continue to build mine, and now I've shaped it to support my current career and where I'm going today. Hopefully this helped. I think a career cadre is something that is totally different. It's not taught in school, but I think can add a ton of value, because instead of going to these networking events and being unclear on who you're talking to, what your intention is, you're systematically building a team surrounded around you to move your career, to move your opportunities forward, and you're going to get out of it as much as you put into it. Well, I hope you enjoyed our overview of what a career cadre is and how it can ultimately change your networking from being pointless to actually being very intentional and creating a team that moves you forward. If you like this, we would ask that you please subscribe here to Tech, Career, and Money News, because we're creating new videos and new interviews all the time. Thank you very much.